Hello and welcome to the Genuine Learning blog. My name is Melissa Galasso, and today we're going to talk about the 2025 PCC Annual Report. Now, the Private Company Council has been doing these last couple of years as part of their engagement process. Some of the feedback that they got when they did their review was that people wanted to kind of know what were their wins, what were their successes during the year. And so all of a sudden, this became a very interesting process. In terms of this, it was issued on March 16th of 2026. And again, it's a means to just increase stakeholder awareness and share wins, right? So that's really what they're trying to do here. And the chair had a really nice message, right? It says the PCC made important progress towards our primary strategic priorities in 2025. I am proud to present the 2025 PCC Annual Report, which highlights that progress. And so again, we're trying to highlight what are they doing, what impact have they had as a advisory body to the FASB. And so over the last year, they have completed two major projects, one of which was the amendments to CECL, and then significantly advanced research in three other areas. So those are still ongoing. And then they looked at 5 potential changes and ultimately decided that no further action was needed. So for the two completed items, measurement of credit loss for accounts receivable and contract assets, giving us a practical expedient and an accounting policy election to make it easier, particularly around those AR and contract assets when addressing the CECL standard. The second one was presentation disclosure of retainage for construction contractors. This did end up with a staff paper helping those who are impacted by the standard understand the application and give more consistency. They are currently working on debt modifications and extinguishment and troubled debt restructuring, lease accounting simplification, although some of those have been decided that they're, for example, not going to have a single lease model, but they did explore that and other things. And so they do have some working groups that are working on these projects. As well as subjective acceleration clauses and related disclosures, right? So these were from either RevRec, from leases, or again, that debt model. In terms of what they decided to not move forward on, interest method and determining the effective interest rate, weighted average disclosures, short cycle manufacturing, low value lease scope exception, and the optional single lease classification accounting model, right? So as you can see, some of the simplifications they've concluded just aren't feasible based on the work and the outreach that they have done. Because largely that's what they do. They are very much involved in these outreach engagements. You can see here that they held a PCC forum at the Engage conference. They met with the IMA. They met with financial institutions. They met with the Technical Issues Committee. They met with the AICPA group of 400. They met with the financial statement users for surety bonds, right? So they are trying to be out there and having these meetings and getting feedback in order to be able to understand what are the problems that private companies are facing and what can they do about it. They've also done 2 webcasts during the year. They wrote 3 articles. They had an interview that was done. They've done many presentations at state CPA societies. You likely saw a few of them if you attend some of those state society conferences. And then digital media, right? So they've had a lot of videos and webcasts that they are giving these updates periodically. So they're really trying to do that outreach. They're really trying to be more involved with private companies so that they can really represent them to the FASB. So if you're interested, you can take a look at the annual report yourself and kind of see what those wins are and some of the deliberations and outcomes. And if you have anything to suggest to the Private Company Council, you can email them at privatecompany@f-a-f.org. And that would be a great way to share your thoughts on what private companies need. All right, well, that is a wrap on this week's blog, and I hope to see you on a future blog. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.